Good day, I'm Dorothy Baziwe. I'm going to discuss how low-income households access financing, land, materials, and labor to pursue their housing goals in Uganda. I will draw on our research study on Housing Investment Chronicles. 60% of Uganda's urban population lives in informal settlements. The housing sector has several problems. Uganda has a weak housing policy and institutions. Land markets are unregulated. Land prices spiral excessively due to speculation. Low-income households are often pushed to marginal lands that are susceptible to flooding. Building materials are expensive. Sprawling urban development complicates service delivery. And there are no housing finance institutions offering accessible and affordable finance. In Kampala, 61% of households rent their dwellings. Despite these challenges, low-income earners are finding ways to access housing. The dominant house type for low-income individuals is a tenement house. Commonly referred to as muzigo in Uganda, this is a one-room structure with a large internal space. The internal space is subdivided by a curtain. The sleeping area has a bunk bed or mattresses on the floor. The living area doubles as sitting, dining, kitchen, and storage. At night, it can be converted into extra sleeping space. Sources of housing finance are formal and informal. The formal sources include mortgages, home loans, personal savings, and saving cooperatives. These have a low uptake of 10%. Mortgage interest rates are as high as 28%, and low and middle income households lack the collateral to access these mortgages. Informal sources include informal loans, money from relatives and friends, and unregistered saving groups. These have a high uptake of 90%. Informal sources are preferred because they are more responsive to people's needs, they are less bureaucratic and less costly, and they allow for circumnavigation of formal processes, so they are faster. Land for housing is also often accessed informally. Formal land access is expensive and time-consuming. There is weak information about land acquisition and a lack of trust. Informal land access may include land invasion, appropriation by local leaders, or irregular negotiations and transactions. Individuals also use informal sources for house construction. This may be done incrementally depending on budget and access to local artisans and building materials. Materials are purchased from small neighborhood retail stores, and construction takes between 4 and 10 years. This study demonstrates that informal processes dominate housing finance, land access, and construction in Uganda. We should benchmark the successful informal processes because they offer lessons and good practices that could improve housing development across all income levels in Uganda.